Yes, class, is it audible to all of you?
Yes.
Sarah, Abdullah, Martin, Yasir, Nabiha. All right. So, class, in the last class, good evening. So, in the last class, we had started with speed and velocity. So, let me just quickly revise with you. What was speed? Speed is rate of change of distance, means distance divided by time, right? And what is velocity? Velocity is rate of change of displacement, means displacement getting divided by time. Then types of speed and types of velocity were basically you categorize them into two categories, uniform and non-uniform. In uniform, whenever you have uniform speeds, in that case, speed remains constant, the magnitude remains constant. And in non-uniform, you can either have instantaneous, where at a particular instant you have to find out, or you can calculate average. So we were at this moment where I think all of you, I hope you have revised the differentiation class, Sarah and all, Sarah, Nabiha, all those who had joined the class. Now see, when to use average. Uniform is very easy. In uniform, you directly use the formula distance by time. In case of average and instantaneous, I have told you whenever you have a time interval, a particular duration, then you use V average. And if you have a particular instant, at a particular instant, t is equal to 1 second, t is equal to 2 seconds. At this, if you have to find out, then what do? You differentiate it. So average speed questions we had seen, one question was left that I'll do at the end. I had made you write one question or not, didn't you write? Yes or no? One question, 0 to 30 minutes. I had asked you to try, right?
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, let us just discuss the instantaneous one, which I wanted to discuss this with you in the last class, but since many students didn't know about differentiation, that's why we couldn't. Now see, equation of position is given as x is equal to t square. So what did we study? You have to find out speed at t is equal to 2 seconds. So first tell me, all of you in the chat column, all of you should answer this. Just tell me, if this is given as calculate the speed at t is equal to 2 seconds, should I find average or should I find instantaneous? Average or instantaneous? Tara says instantaneous, Nabiha says average. What about others? You people don't have any answers. Abdullah, Martin, Yasir. A particular time instant is given. What did we study? If a duration is given, we calculate something. If a particular time instant is given, we calculate something. Yes, Martin? Yasir? See, when you have a particular duration, we calculate average. But right now, at t is equal to 2 seconds is given. If you have a very particular time instant, then you calculate instantaneous speed. So in instantaneous speed, you are finding out differentiation dx over dt. Fine. So what we have to differentiate? X is equal to t square is given. So basically, you are differentiating t square over dt. Now, t square. Yes, Sarah, we learned it in the last class. Can you try? One formula was there, x to the power n. Can you try?
Yes, ma'am. 2t.
2t, perfect. Because see, this becomes nx to the power n minus 1. So 2 comes here, t to the power 2 minus 1, that is 2t. Now, velocity's equation is with us, that is 2t. At what is the value of t? T is given as 2 seconds. At t is equal to 2 seconds. So Nabiha, can you tell me the final answer? If you put 2, value of t as 2, what should be the velocity? Nabiha?
4.
4, right. It would be 4. This would become 2 into 2, that is 4 meter per second. Not square, sorry, this is velocity. So 4 meters per second. This is how we have to find the instantaneous. Quickly note down this question. 1 or 2 questions we'll see.
Done, ma'am.
This is motion in a straight line, Nabiha. Motion in a straight line. All right. So this was the first question. X is equal to t square was given. Speed we had calculated at t is equal to 2 seconds. Next question. Now see, it's a similar question. X is equal to 3t square minus 2t plus 1. You have to find the speed at t is equal to 1 seconds. Speed at t is equal to 1 seconds. Now can you all tell me whether this is instantaneous or average? Afnan, can you answer? If speed at t is equal to 1 seconds is given. Good, Abdullah. Right, Sarah. Yes, Afnan. Am I audible to you, Afnan? Siddika? Afnan, listen. See, if you do not know, just remember one thing. If you have the equation with you and you are asked to calculate the speed at a particular moment, like t is equal to 1 seconds is given, or this is given as t is at 0.004 seconds, a very particular time instant is given to you. Then you use instantaneous speed where you perform differentiation. If a duration is given to you, had the question been from 1 to 2 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, or in any ways, whenever you have no equation of distance and velocity is asked, you usually apply differentiation. A particular duration is given, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., 3 seconds to 4 seconds. In that case, you use average. But if a particular time instant is given, like t is equal to 1 second is specified. In the previous question also, t is equal to 2 seconds was specified. In those cases, you use instantaneous, where you differentiate. Is it clear now? Afnan, yes or no? All right. So yes, quickly, all of you. We have studied this differentiation part. Right now also I've discussed. The first part is similar. Second part I'll solve for you all. But first part all of you should answer. Second part I'll solve. But first part you should be able to solve. All of you write it and send your solutions to the, I hope you have the Learnivio number from which you get the meetings ID. Quickly send me the solution. A very similar question is this. Right now only we have seen the first question. I'll show you the solution also for the first question. This is just the same steps with different values. All of you should be able to answer. And I should receive on my WhatsApp all of yours solution. Quickly write it, whatever answer you're getting. Even write the steps if you are not even getting the final answer. Whatever you are writing, click the pic and send it on the WhatsApp Learnivio's number. Quickly. Yes, did you solve? All of you. Right now, nobody has sent. What's the solution for this? X is equal to 3t square minus 2t plus 1. Speed at t is equal to 1 seconds. This has been discussed that instantaneous speed we are calculating. So we'll differentiate it. Differentiate, put the value of t as 1. Calculations are very simple. Quickly, within 2 minutes, all of you should send.
Did you got my answer?
Yes, Sarah. Correct. Very good. Now you just have to put the value of t as 1 second. Differentiation part is absolutely correct. Others, only Sarah knows this.
I'm in the second part.
Martin, you have sent?
I'm doing the second part.
And others, Abdullah, Afnan, Yasir, Nabiha, Siddiqa, where are your solutions? Only one student has tried. I have shared my number also with all of you. You can send it to me directly. Yes. So Sarah has solved it correctly. Fine, I'm then discussing. You all only have to answer then. Look here. When we are differentiating, no, this is clear by all of you that this is instantaneous speed. Why? Because t is equal to 1 seconds is given. So it means we have to find out dx over dt. What is the equation of x? We have to differentiate what? 3t square minus 2t plus 1. Right? We have to differentiate this whole term. Yes, Martin. Good. Correct. So Martin and Sarah, 2 students have answered it very well. Abdullah, you should have also answered. Yes, let's start with Siddiqa. Siddiqa, 3t square. How do we differentiate this? 3t square. We had seen no x to the power n is there, that becomes nx to the power n minus 1. You're present, Siddiqa? Yes or no? 3 into...
One second, ma'am. I'll send the answer again in chat.
Okay. Send me in the chat. I think it's just typing error by you. Till the time she's typing, who's next? Sarah has answered. Nabiha, how do we differentiate 2t? 3 2t to the power 2 minus 1. Right. 3 into 2t to the power 2 minus 1. Very good, Siddiqa. Nabiha, this part. How do we differentiate 2t? What will be left? 2t becomes 2 is constant, t to the power n. Yes, Nabiha. You've answered the previous part also correctly. It's just that 2 was left. Yes, Nabiha. 2, 1 into t to the power 2 minus 1, not 2. Why 2 minus 1? Power here is 1. 1 minus 1 will be the power, right? That is t to the power 0, which we write it as 1. So 2 into 1 means 1 only, right? T to the power 1 minus 1, that is 0. T to the power 0. And t to the power 0, any number, any variable or constant to the power 0 becomes 1. Next is Yasir. Yes, Yasir. How do we differentiate plus 1? What will be left? 0. Perfect. Right? So we are left with, this is 6t minus 2. This is the equation of velocity. Now put the value of time as 1 seconds. Velocity becomes 6 into 1 minus 2. That is 6 minus 2, which is 4 meter per second. Very good. So all of you were able to answer this. Now second part, no, when second part says speed, time when body stops. So see, if body has stopped, right, the body is not moving, the body has stopped. Martin, can you tell me if the body has stopped, what will be the velocity?
0.
0. Perfect. So it means in this equation only, this is the answer for the first part. For the answer to the second part, our velocity becomes 0. Why? Because it is saying the body has stopped. So if v is 0, what is t? It means v was equal to 60 minus 2. Now velocity is 0. 0 is equal to 60 minus 2. So 60 is equal to 2. Time is equal to This becomes half, right? 1/3 seconds. Right? This is 60 is equal to 2. So your time becomes 2/6, which is 1/3 seconds. So whenever question comes, no, where you have to find out when the time when body stops, directly write the equation as 0. Velocity's equation. All right, quickly note this down.
Can I scroll a little more to show the second part?
Shara, you're asking something?
I'm saying, can you scroll more so that I can see the second part?
Solution, no? Or question?
Solution.
Yes, class. Now t is equal to under root x plus 3. So we have the equation of time now. We do not have the equation of distance right now. So now how to solve this? So see, what can we do? we can manipulate this equation and get the equation of distance. So you have to find out the speed at t is equal to 2 seconds and time when body stops. So it's a similar question, but just the issue and modification with this question is that t is equal to under root x plus 3 is given. So what you do in such types of question where this is given rather than the equation, otherwise rest of the things are same, right? If we square both the sides, this root vanishes off. So what we are left with, t square is equal to x plus 3. How can we write x now? X becomes t square minus 3. Now x is equal to t square minus 3. This equation all of you can solve. So when you have such equations, not just modify it by yourself. If you modify it by yourself, you will get the final answer also. And now see, x is equal to t square minus 3. This you should be able to solve. So for velocity, this becomes dx over dt. So we have to differentiate this. Yes, till Yasir we did, no? Martin has also answered. Abdullah, t square. What is left if we differentiate t square? Abdullah. T to the power 2. Abdullah, you there? Abdullah, you are present in the class or not? At least say yes or no. Shara, correct. Afnan, C. C. T to the power 1. T to the power 1 will be left, but 2 will also be there. That is right. You have answered this correctly. T to the power 2, like x to the power n, we write nx to the power n minus 1. So this 2 will also come here. Like Sarah, you're correct. 2 will also come here, then t to the power 2 minus 1, which is t to the power 1, which you have answered correctly. Do not forget this 2. Power also gets multiplied. It's nx to the power n minus 1. All right. Afnan, one more thing. If I differentiate 3, what will I get? Afnan. 3 is a constant number. In the last class also, in the last question also we had seen where Yasir answered it. So if you are differentiating 3, Afnan, what would we get? You're just differentiating 3. See, whenever you're differentiating a constant number, you get 0. So 3 is a constant number. Here it was a variable, so you can apply this formula. But when this is a constant number, this becomes 0. Fine, this becomes 0. So what we are left with? Only 2t. Is the time given to us? Yes, t is equal to 2 seconds. So velocity becomes 2 into 2, that is 4 meters per second. Now see, second part, when the body stops. What should I do for this? Equation is v is equal to 2t. Body stops. So which quantity would be 0? One quantity would be 0.
V.
Velocity. Velocity will be 0. So 0 is equal to 2t. Time is also 0 in this case. So velocity is 4 meters per second. Time is 0. Now tell me, is it clear? Afnan, now this is clear, this concept. You were having doubt in this, no? Now is it clear, Afnan, or should I repeat it? It's clear. Good. Note it down. So this completes with instantaneous speed. Now we'll see velocities question also. I think we had started with velocity, but we couldn't complete it. That question also I'll discuss, 0 to 30 minutes one now. So these types of questions only come from instantaneous part. Just identify, differentiate, put the value of time. If it says to calculate the time when body stops, velocity is 0. Okay, Abdullah. First part. Okay, the second question has been missed. Just note down. See wherever you are having issue. I'll explain it again. I'll repeat it. Yes, good, Abdullah. It would be 4. I'll scroll it. All of you have completed? Or is anyone writing?
No, I'm done.
See, Nabiha, in that question is saying calculate the time when the body stops. So when will the body stop? When velocity will become 0. So that's why we have made velocity as 0. So this became 0, which was equal to 2t. So t becomes 0 divided by 2, which is 0 only. Clear? So we had started with velocity also. This also we had seen. Uniform, non-uniform, average we had seen. Now in average velocity class, when you're calculating average velocity, it is total displacement divided by total time, right? Total displacement getting divided by total time. That is just the difference between speed and velocity regarding scalar and vector quantity. All of you have written this question. I'll just explain this. This was the question left in velocity. A man walks on a straight road from his home to market 2.5 kilometers away. It means this is the home and this is the market. The separation between them. So this is market. So what is the separation between them? 2.5 kilometers, home and market. Now what else is the question saying? So the man goes with the speed of 5 kilometers per hour. So he is going V1 is 5 kilometers per hour. He is going from home to market. This is home, this is market. All right. So from home to market, this is 2.5 kilometers. Now it says that the market is closed. He instantly turns and walks back. So now he is moving with a faster speed. Initially, it was 5 kilometers per hour when he was going from home to market. It was 5 kilometers per hour. Now he is going from market to home. He is returning back. Now the speed is 7.5 kilometers per hour. Then it is saying, what is the magnitude of average speed and average velocity for 0 to 30 minutes and 0 to 40 minutes? See, initial speed is 5 kilometers per hour. What is the initial distance? 2.5 kilometers, right? Speed is 5 kilometers per hour, distance is 2.5 kilometers. So what is the time? Because we want to find out where is the person exactly at 30 minutes and 40 minutes. So see, let us find out the time. So speed is given, distance is given. How to find out the time? Time taken from home to market. So speed is equal to distance by time, right? So what will time be equal to? Distance by speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. So time would be equal to distance by speed. So distance is 2.5 kilometers. Speed is 5 kilometer per hour. So that becomes half an hour. Half an hour means convert it into minutes, 30 minutes. It means the person has covered exactly 30 minutes from home to market. When the person was moving with a speed of 5 kilometers per hour, he completed 2.5 kilometers in 30 minutes. So average speed and average distance you have to find out from home to market. Clear? Now see, for average speed and average distance, what have we studied for average speed? Total distance by total time, right? So in a straight line, home to market, distance and displacement both are same. Separation between initial and final position is also 2.5 kilometers and the total path covered is also 2.5 kilometers. So first will come same. 0 to 30 minutes, his speed was 5 kilometers per hour then. Then his speed, when he was returning, his speed became 7.5 kilometers per hour. He increased his speed. So let us see at 40 minutes where the person will be. Right, that is the second part. But at least let us see the first part answer. So average speed, when you are calculating, total distance covered. What is the total distance covered? 2.5 kilometers. What is the total time taken? 30 minutes. But let us use the same unit. So half an hour we will use 0.5 hour. That becomes 5 kilometers per hour. Okay, you are answering, Abdullah. You have answered the first part, 5 kilometers per hour. Yes, yes. Good then. Very good, Abdullah. Correct answer. 5 kilometers per hour it would be. Right? So average speed also would be this, and average velocity will also be this, because distance and displacement both are equal. Distance is equal to displacement. Now, second part says, when the person has covered what? 0 to 40 minutes. Means from the starting 30 minutes is covered here. So somewhere here the person would be, right, 10 minutes extra. But we cannot assume. We actually have to find it. So let us see this. For the B part. Look here. Let us find out the time first, right? So initially this whole entire separation, home to market, the separation remains same, 2.5 kilometers per hour. This distance, 30 minutes, has been covered already. Somewhere here, 10 minutes will be required, right? Total duration, do we know? We don't know the total duration. So how can we estimate? See class, let us find out what is the total separation. What is the total time taken? So at least we can find out how much time is covered in the second half. First half, we know 30 minutes. When he is returning back, first half was from home to market, 30 minutes. Now when he is coming from market to home, we don't know what's the time. If we know the total time, we can easily find out what was the separation, right? So see, 2.5 kilometers plus 2.5 kilometers, that becomes 5. In that case also you can find out, right? Or you can do one more thing. Total time you can find out. So total speed we know. To calculate the average speed, you can calculate the average speed and average time. So time is given as 40 minutes. Convert 40 minutes into hours. That becomes 40 divided by 60, which is 2 by 3 of hour, right? It would be 2 by 3, no? So time is 2 by 3 of an hour. For 40 minutes, we have the time as 2 by 3. What is the average speed? The main question is, see, total time that is taken, total average speed we are actually calculating. We have to find out the average speed, no, in this case. So T is equal to 2 more minutes. Fine, take 2 more minutes. Send me the answer in the chat column, or if you want, you can send me the solution. But take time as 2 by 3 hours, because with minutes, your answer won't come. Yes. Yes, Ali, Basil Ali. Yes, yes, right. T is 40 minutes. But if you use 40 minutes, no, minutes, your answer won't come. So it's better if you use 2 by 3 of an hour. Nabia used 2 by 3 hours only. No, Nabiha, see. In the first part, question is saying 0 to 30 minutes. That's why we had taken the time as 30 minutes. Now the question is demanding 0 to 40 minutes. That's why we are solving the second part now. So that's why this is 40 minutes. It's given in the question. Yes, Abdullah. How did you solve, Abdullah? You've got the correct answer, exact correct answer. Type the explanation to me. Exactly, this is the answer, 5.625 from 0 to 40. Uh, 8 kilometers is, Sarah, you are calculating the speed. 8 kilometers is the distance. You have taken it as 3.75. This is exactly what you have to understand. Good. Now I'll discuss C class. Abdullah has already solved. I think this is sufficient time. See, this is clear, no? From home to market, this separation, this is 2.5 kilometers. Yes, correct. So this is 2.5 kilometers. So when the person was going from home to market, what was the speed? 5 kilometers per hour. What was the time? 30 minutes, right? Now let us see how much time is there when the person is going from market to home. How much time is taken? So what is the distance? Distance is still 2.5 kilometers. But what is the speed? Speed is 7.5 kilometer per hour. Yes, 2.5 plus 1.25. So you have answered it correctly. Answer is also correct, Abdullah, and your explanation is also correct. Now, we are finding out it for the returning. What will be T2? When the person is going from market to home. This would be distance by time again, 2.5 by 7.5, which is 1 by 3 of an hour, right? 1 by 3 of an hour. What is 1 by 3 of an hour? 1 by 3 of an hour means 20 minutes, right? This is 20 minutes. 60 divided by 3, that becomes 20 minutes. It means when the person went from home to market, it took 30 minutes. And when the person is coming from market to home, it takes 20 minutes. So total becomes 50. It means around 50 minutes, the person will be back home. But do we need 50 minutes? We need 40 minutes. Means 30 minutes here and 10 minutes here. Then see, 30 plus 10, that becomes 40, right? It means 20 minutes. We can divide 20 minutes into exactly 2 parts, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. It means the person is exactly on the midway when time is 40 minutes. And when the time will become 50 minutes, the person will be back to home. Understand this part. I'm repeating for those who are not understanding. From home to market, it took 30 minutes. Then from market to midway, it took 10 minutes. So total is 40 minutes. If he covers another 10 minutes, he would reach his home back. That is around 50 minutes. First, tell me, this part is clear to all of you or any doubt still here? Because rest of it is now easy. This was just the understanding part. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So only clear to Sarah and Abdullah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Martin, is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am. Half.
What about you, Afnan, Yasir, Nabiha, Siddiqa? Siddiqa, you're present or not today?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
You're here? Siddiqa, this is clear to you? Why we are taking it at the person's position as exactly at midway?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you people have understood this, then this is not difficult. Midway means distance will also get divided. Instead of 2.5, this distance becomes 1.25 kilometers. Now, coming to our calculation, we have to find out average speed and average velocity. So look, for average speed, total distance covered. What is the total distance covered? From 0 to 40 minutes. Mean from home to market, then to midway. This is not total distance. That is 2.5 kilometers. Then this 1.25 kilometers. Right? From home to market, it took 2.5 kilometers. Then here it took 1.25 kilometers. So this is 2.5 plus 1.25. And what is the total time? 40 minutes. That is 2 by 3 of an hour. So this becomes 3.75, right? 3.75. This becomes 3.75 into 3 by 2, which is exactly 5.62 kilometers per hour, right? And when we are calculating average velocity, displacement is separation between initial and final point. Person is now on midway, right? At 40 minutes, the person is on midway. So from home to midway, what is the separation from home to midway? Home is the initial point. Midway is the final point. So in displacement, we only take the initial and final points. What is the separation between home and the midway? Total is 2.5 kilometers. Midway will become? Yes, class. Total separation is 2.5. Half of it, midway will become what?
1.25.
1.25. Why is this not clear to all of you? 1.25. Yes, Afnan. Good. See, this is home. Person went here. He was returning here. Time elapsed was 40 minutes. If the question says 0 to 50 minutes, then what will you do? Person has reached home back. So total distance will become 2.5 plus 2.5 and displacement will be 0 because this is the initial point, this is the final point. But right now at 40 minutes, this is the separation, that is 1.25. So this is 1.25 kilometers divided by 2 by 3 of an hour, that becomes 1.87 kilometers per hour. Note down this. Revise this question at home. If you still have any doubts, any queries within from this question, I'll clarify it right
Can
now.
you go
I'll
down?
write it. Yes.
Can you go down?
Are you asking something from here?
No.
No, Sarah, you didn't. You have just told me that your exam is starting. Please mention me the precise syllabus and exact date. I'll take your extra class. Is it on 4th June? I think you've told 4th June or something. Please, syllabus with the date. And anybody else also who is having, because most of you are having your exams from June, no? So here we'll go slow right now until your vacations will start. During your vacations, we'll have extra classes for coverage of syllabus. But for your exams, for your UTs, unit tests, I'll take your extra classes so that you can at least manage for the test. So anybody who is having the exam in the next week or something, please text me. I've shared my number also with all of you. All right, Sarah. So it's on 12 June. Units and measurements. Sarah, do you need classes for units and measurements? Let me know, because it's dimensional analysis and all. If you want, I will take your class. Motion in a straight line is going. So no need to worry about motion in a straight line. We'll start with uniformly accelerated motion, the equations in the next class. So your motion you need it. Okay, I'll take your class. I'll take your class. This weekend I'll take. Yes. Okay. No worries, Sarah. Sarah, just to tell me one thing. Do you have classes on Saturdays and Sundays here? I think same timings you have your classes, no?
Like
This is timing, like 9 p.m. is
tuition classes.
on Saturdays and Sundays. Do you have?
Yeah.
Okay, then in
But
the morning.
actually in Tuesday, sorry. In Saturday and Sunday, I have extra classes in schools also.
Okay. But I'll take your class. Dimension analysis doesn't take so much of time, and you'll be able to manage it. I'll take your class before 12 June. And anybody else also? And yes, one more thing, class. Please mention in the chat column your vacations date. When are your summer vacations starting? I think most of the schools have their vacations starting from 23rd June, 25th June, something. Please, I want to know all of yours. Please mention me in the chat column. All those who are aware, those who aren't aware, text me that do not know. Nabiha, your syllabus? Okay, Sarah, no worries about it. Nabiha, just mention your syllabus as well. C class, in the same way you calculate instantaneous velocity as well. Like this question we have seen in case of speed, same thing. This would be the same. See, it says that velocity of body is given as, now yes, this is a very good question, class. See, it says that velocity of body is given as 2t minus 1, distance covered in 0 to 2 seconds. Displacement covered in 0 to 2 seconds. Class, this involves your integration. See, units and measurements and motion in a straight line. Nabiha. Okay, I think integration, once we'll have the class, then I'll discuss this with you. Just this one question. This is fine. Acceleration, let's start, because then we'll be left with uniformly accelerated motions equations only. And class, during your summer vacations, we'll have classes so that your syllabus is managed. These two lessons only, Nabiha? Okay, so now what is acceleration? Distance, motion in a plane is also there. Okay, now. See, distance, displacement we had. Rate of change of distance means distance getting divided by time gave you speed. Displacement getting divided by time gave you velocity. Now, what is the rate of change of velocity? Means when velocity changes with respect to time. Velocity is changing with respect to time. The quantity you are getting is acceleration. That is what we call as acceleration. It's a vector quantity, means you have to keep in mind the directions, because see, we are using velocity. Directly it will be a vector quantity. Vectors we'll do after this lesson. We'll start with vectors only. And SI unit is meter per second square. All right, this is meter per second square. Now, types of acceleration are, okay, I have written this here. Types of acceleration, same thing. When velocity changes at regular intervals of time, you get uniform acceleration. If it is non-uniform, if it is changing, the magnitude is changing, the direction is changing with respect to time, you get non-uniform. Similarly, you have average and instantaneous. I hope by now this clarification must be there in your mind. Average means you have duration, you take out just the change and divided by the change in velocity divided by change in time. Instantaneous, you differentiate velocity, you get acceleration. It's a vector quantity. SI unit is meter per second square. CGS unit is centimeter per second square. So directly, see, this is a very easy question, class. Initial velocity V1 is given to you as 2 meter per second. Final velocity is given as 5 meter per second. And time is given as 10 seconds. You have to find out the acceleration. Acceleration is change in velocity by change in time. What is the change in velocity? Final minus initial. So 5 minus 2. And what is the time duration? 10 seconds. So this becomes 3 by 10 meter per second square. Easy. This is how you calculate. And see, uniform acceleration, same thing. It's like initially velocity was here 5 meter per second. Time was, let's say, 1 second. Then here also speed is 5 meter per second, time is 1 second. Here also speed is 5 meter per second, time is 1 second. See, if I calculate acceleration in the first part, acceleration is velocity by time. So what is velocity? 5. What is time? 1. Acceleration is 5 meter per second square. Come to this part, A2. Again, 5 by 1 meter per second square. A3, same thing, 5 by 1, that is 5 meter per second square. So 5 meter per second square, 5 meter per second square, 5 meter per second square means your speed is your acceleration is uniform. But just in case here only, if I give you this modification, here the speed is 5 meter per second and time is 1 second. But here the speed becomes 6 meter per second and time becomes 2 seconds. Then here speed again becomes 5 meter per second, but time becomes, let's say, again 1 meter per second. So what has happened here? Initially it is 5 meter per second square. Then A2 becomes speed by time, that is 3 meter per second square. Then again it is becoming back to 5 meter per second square. So do you see this irregularity? That is what we call as non-uniform acceleration. So once you have understood the basic concept, that's why it took a lot of time for us to understand that instantaneous and average part. Acceleration is just exactly like that. So if this part completes, now see, we'll be left with the equations of motions. That we'll start in the next class only, Thursday. Note it down from here, make the separate heading acceleration. Any doubts if you have, text me in the chat column, unmute yourself, you can ask me.
Finish strong.
Nabiha, your exams are starting from 6th June. So when is the physics exams date?
Can you share again? Okay, then.
Okay, Nabiha, I'll take your class. Units and dimensions attended with Sara only. And one extra lesson which is coming, that I'll take your separate class.
Done.
Okay, this is the question which I want to discuss with you. It says that a car is moving with a velocity 10 meter per second. Fine, takes a U-turn in 5 seconds and it continues to move with the same speed. Calculate the acceleration. See class, this is the initial point. Car is moving 10 meter per second. Takes U-turn and returns with the speed of again 10 meter per second. Time taken is 5 seconds. Fine. So see, when you consider the directions, because since we haven't done vectors in detail, so that's why it becomes a little difficult. But just one last question, then I'll leave you all. See, when you are having a vector quantity and two different directions are involved, so take one direction as positive, take another direction, the other opposite, as negative. Suppose, let me take the right side as positive, because class, this sign convention will be used a lot when we'll study motion under gravity, this only, in this lesson only. So please be careful with this. In this, from this question, try to learn the concept of that. So this says that, right, let's say, you can assume it by yourself. You can take, right can be positive for you, left can be positive for you, that is totally up to you. But class, what you have to remember, you have to mention your sign convention. For example, I'm mentioning my right is positive, so my left will become negative. It means this speed becomes plus 10 meter per second and this speed becomes minus 10 meter per second, right? Now, how to calculate the acceleration? Final speed minus initial speed divided by time. What is my final speed? Look, class. This is the final speed minus 10, right? Or you can do one thing also. See, I'll show you both the cases. Let me show you. So this is minus 10. This is minus 10 minus, what is the initial time? Plus 10. This is 10. Clear? See, let me write it. I'll write both the ways. Just understand these types of questions are very simple. Calculation part is very easy. It's just that you have to remember how to solve it. You will be able to solve. Just remember the sign convention. What is V2? Minus 10. This minus. What is V1? Plus 10 divided by 5. So it is actually minus 10 by 5, which is minus 20 by 5, which is minus 4 meter per second square. Now, what is this minus sign indicating? Minus sign is telling you the direction of acceleration. What is the direction? Negative. Which direction is negative? Left. It means this is going towards left. Suppose, let's say another student, some other student has taken right as negative and left as positive. Your answer will come positive because the actual answer is towards the left side. See, now V1 will become, this will become minus 10 meter per second. V2 will become plus 10 meter per second. Time is 5 seconds. Acceleration will be final time minus initial time by V2, final velocity minus initial velocity by time. What is final velocity? Plus 10 minus, what is initial velocity? Minus 10 divided by 5. That becomes 10 plus 10 by 5, which is 20 by 5, which is plus 4 meter per second square. What is this plus sign indicating? Which says positive? Again, left. So likewise, you can take any sign convention. Both the answers are correct. Minus 4 is also correct. Plus 4 is also correct, provided you have given whatever sign convention you have chosen. Fine. Quickly note this down, class. Note it down. That completes with acceleration. Now we'll start with equations of motions. And then motion under gravity is similar to that and relative velocity is left. I'll take a separate class for graphs also because you have graphical questions. Then we'll start with vectors. So all of you are having from your vacations from by end of June only. 18 June is the earliest. Bihas. And on Thursday, I'll discuss the timings with you, Sara and Nabiha. Fine. And we have to have one more class of integration as well. Some students have missed. No. Differentiation, I hope it's clear. Differentiation we have practiced also today. So the question that I have left, that is from integration also, that I'll discuss. Quickly note it down, class.
Done. So should I leave? I'm done.
No, class assessment is left. Sarah, class assessment. Class, just text me done in the chat column once you have written. Only Sarah has completed, others
Yeah, ma'am. Done.
done. Afnan, Nabiha, Siddika completed. Siddika is all right. Okay, class. Thank you so much. I'll discuss rest of the timings with you on Thursday. Please revise